without script. It's not impromptu. Please bear with me. So today we are going to discuss on believe and become. This is believe, Laila. And become would be, yes, of course, Majnun. There is a gap. Sorry?
About maybe.
Sorry?
No, nothing.
Okay. There is a gap here, and you can see in the board also. There is a gap. And they have both have ambition to become one. I mean, they are going to get married. But Laila's father has a problem. He is adamant. He don't want to marry his daughter to Majnun. Why? Why? Because Majnun is a poor guy. But even the Majnun mother is also not interested. Why? Why? Because she don't want to cook for her. Because she is rich. Generally, she should be okay because her son will be super rich if he marries her. But they have ambition to come together. Okay? And they have the ambition in such a way that they have to make an action plan so that they can convince their father and mother. That is the plan A. What would be the plan B? They should they should go run away from their houses and they should get married. That is plan B. I don't have any plan C. Okay, this ambition and vision, what is the difference? Can anyone tell? Spelling. That's of course right. Vision can be improved by bifocal, multifocal lenses, right? How can we improve our vision? Same, bifocal, multifocal thinking. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, to have a young vision today's meeting, kindly put your phones to silent mode or switch off your phones, whichever is easier for you. If you want to step out or step in during the meeting, do so when you hear an applause sound. Okay? Refrain speaking from 3 topics, which is politics, sex, and the religion, because we may try to hurt other person's sentiment. But coming back to the agenda, we have a person with us today. She was an associate in her early career in a service industry. She envisioned to become a leader. Her ability is that whenever, irrespective of junior or senior, someone asks help, she will not say no, always yes. She is ready to help. On one day, in a lift, not to lift others, she was going in lift, she met super manager, super senior manager. And manager noticed her and said, I saw you were helping juniors, seniors, you have good qualities of leadership. Then that was the moment she decided she has the qualities. Okay. Within a year, from an associate, she has become a quality lead. That was the benchmark she has set. I am sure that is not yet broken. Even if it is broken also, why does it matter? She has achieved what she wants to achieve, right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together to welcome our envisioned president of today's meeting, Toastmaster Amrith.
The most important reason to join Toastmasters is to get such lovely introductions. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to Bangalore Toastmasters Club, and I call to order meeting number 1516. Today we have a very, very important occasion. We have 5 new members being inducted in our club. To formally welcome the new members to the Toastmasters family and to conduct an induction ceremony, I would like to invite our Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Balakrishna, on stage.
So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
So as our President Toastmaster Amrith had just mentioned, so every time a new members join our club, so it's our duty and privilege to welcome them into our club as an induction program. So today is such day, so 27th February, we have 5 new members. In fact, 2 could not make it today, but we will look at it probably in the coming month to have them. And great things in Toastmasters can never be done alone. So we need people with fresh voices, potential, and we are looking at shared voices around the vision to make this Toastmaster club even stronger and dynamic in the coming days. We look forward to new members to bring in that new energy into fresh thinking into the club. Without much ado, I will call their names in alphabetical order. So initially, to begin with, she is born and brought up in Bangalore, and she is a finance graduate from Christ University. Currently, she is building her career in the world of gold and diamonds. And she enjoys so she is here to change her nerves into confidence. She is a proud graduate of her Speechcraft December 25 batch. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Toastmaster Amisha Nahar. Okay, maybe the next person. She hails from God's own country, Kerala. Now it's Kerala. So now settled in Indranagar. She has over 20 years of IT experience and a proud mother of 2. She enjoys classical dance. We don't have her today, but we are going to meet one more person. And she believes in continuous learning. She is in level 2, so that helps the club to have more evaluations and experience that you can bring in. She is here to grow in her pathway in Toastmasters, and we look forward for her contribution to the club. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ashwati Hijjadevi. Okay, then next, she is currently working as a GTM recruiter at Glean, which is an enterprise search software, and completed her graduation from Mount Carmel's College. And she has a deep love for language, stories, meaningful conversation, and she enjoys sketching, gardening, long walk, music, but her passion has been public speaking. So obvious, there's no other better platform than Toastmaster for her passion, and she wants to improve on her public speaking, and you're most welcome. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Toastmaster Divya Someshwar. Okay, next moving on, he is a dedicated professional working with Abhay, and he manages both healthcare and people engagement. So outside of work, he enjoys playing cricket. He made a conscious decision this time that he will be regular to Toastmasters, which we expect, and gym routine and also reading. So, and he could not attend Jan induction because of his personal travel, but it's never too late to induct. And please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Harish. Okay, so moving on, last but not the least, we have someone who is a trainer at Indian Montessori, and he has been a Toastmaster many years ago, and he has now probably a resolution for 26 that he wants to continue with the Toastmaster journey, and he's a trainer, so obviously he is looking to improve his communication skills, public speaking, leadership skill, and we wish him all the best. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Srinidhi Anilkar. Okay, so now I request you all to please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. VP Education Toastmaster Srinivas, Do you concur with me that the mentors have already been assigned?
Yes.
Okay. And do you also concur with me that DTM Vijayanan, DTM Rajdeep Manwani, Toastmaster Sheep, Toastmaster Shashank Bhat, Toastmaster Alan Arana, Toastmaster Chaitra Chandra are their mentors?
Yes.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now, maybe I request mentors to kindly stand up. I think DTM. So, will you take responsibility of mentorship and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members?
Yes.
Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, membership in this club, Toastmaster International, is a privilege and responsibility. So this means that you must be regularly attending the meetings and also prepare fully for the meetings for your roles and so on, right? And now I request you to please put your right hand forward. So to begin with, I.
Nisha. I Ashwati. I Divya.
I Srinidhi.
In the presence of my fellow members
In the presence of my fellow members
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
make this firm obligation
make this firm obligation
to attend meeting regularly
to attend meeting regularly
and prepare fully for each assignment,
and prepare fully for each assignment,
to apply myself to the projects
to apply myself to the project
outlined in the Toastmasters education program,
outlined in the Toastmasters education program,
to participate actively in club activities,
to participate actively in club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive,
to evaluate others in a positive,
constructive manner,
constructive manner,
to build open,
to build open,
friendly relationships
friendly relationships
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members
and to bring other members
into the club
into the club,
so they can also gain the benefit of Toastmasters.
so they can also gain the benefit of the Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Now I request only the members of the club to stand up. Request to put your right hand forward. Okay. So please repeat after me. We the members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities, to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Thank you very much. Please be seated. So now I request our President, Toastmaster Amrith, to greet the newly elected members. Let's do a big round of applause for our new members. We look forward for your speeches in the coming weeks, and please take your seats. Thank you. And round of applause while you take your seats. It's now time that I hand over lectern back to our President, Toastmaster Abhay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balakrishna for conducting a beautiful induction. Can we have a big round of applause for him and all the new members? Now I would like to invite our Secretary, Toastmaster Abhay, to read out the minutes of meeting 1515. Okay.
It's done.
The previous meeting?
It was not done. Read it out, still 1515.
Okay, so we had our contest last week. We'll pass our minutes of meeting. Now I can see a couple of guests in the room. May I request you to please stand? All right, we have a couple of guests. Members, how do we welcome our guests? May I request our current executive committee to please stand? Okay, guests, just for your information, these are the current executive committee. Members, you can reach out to them for any questions you may have during the break or after the meeting. Thank you. Take your seats. Now, in India, on 28th February, we celebrate National Science Day. Now, every groundbreaking science discovery has an interesting story associated with it. The discovery of buoyancy. The story, Archimedes jumping out of his bathtub and shouting, "Eureka, Eureka!" Another story, the discovery of gravity, where Isaac Newton is sitting under an apple tree, an idea strikes in his mind when an apple falls in front of him. There is a beautiful story of a scientist from our own land. And the story began, well, much earlier, but the day which is the most important, is in 1921, when he was traveling back from Europe on a ship. He suddenly got surprised by the deep blue color of Mediterranean Sea. And he asked himself a very simple but profound question. He asked that when you put water in a glass of water, it has no color. So why this water in the deep oceanic sea, why it is so blue? And struck by that idea or the question, he started conducting his experiments right on board. After reaching India, he approached the institute he was working with and asked for funds to help him buy equipment and tools to carry out his experiments. So what did he write? In his letter, he wrote, "If you provide me with the tools and equipment, one day I will assure you that India will get its first Nobel Prize." So he had so much conviction in what he was working towards that he had envisioned a Nobel Prize for himself and for the country. After some time, he kept on conducting the experiments, and he realized, so until then the common belief was that water reflects the light of the sky, and that is why it appears blue. But he was not convinced. And through his experiments, he came to know that it is the molecules of water that are reflecting blue light the most, and that is why the water appears blue. Later on, in his experiments, he found that by studying the light which is scattered by a matter, you can study the nature of that matter. And this discovery later on came to be known as Raman effect. So by now you know who I am talking about. In 1930, this scientist got the very first Nobel Prize for India. And his name is C.V. Raman. So envisioning and believing in something that you are absolutely sure about can make the envision come true. The discoveries that he did and the experiments he did are very, very relevant in the real world. For an example, the scanner that we see at metro station or airports through which our luggage passes through, those scanners work on the same principle of molecular scattering of light. And through that, we are able to identify the objectionable items in our luggage. Now, we have someone at our club who is also very, very curious and believes in asking relevant questions. He loves science and he loves studying materials. He has over 15 years of experience in the aerospace industry and currently is working with Airbus. Extremely passionate about what he does. But the question is, was he always so committed and passionate? Not really. After completing his 10th, he joined a diploma in metallurgy. And in the first year, he failed his exams. He failed really miserably. But rather than letting that event put him down, he used that event to turn his life. So that was a turning point in his life. After that, he completed his diploma with first-class distinction and continued to do a bachelor's and master's in engineering. And not just that, he even went ahead to do his MTech from Australia in materials engineering. He is a self-confessed workaholic, which means that his wife is definitely complaining most of the time for him not giving much attention at home. And I believe that is why perhaps he has joined Toastmasters, so he can win his arguments against his wife. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the dedicated, sincere, and an absolutely amazing Toastmaster of today, Toastmaster George Dissa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrith, for your kind words. What we believe is what we believe, we become.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is today's theme. It's very powerful, very personal, and it's very transformative for sure. Good evening, Toastmasters and all my dear guests.
Good evening.
I would like to share a story of a young boy who literally struggled in his studies. He was not able to pick up things very faster. He had a difficulty in pronunciation and fluency until the age of 9. The teachers were thinking that he was very slow reader and very back in his studies. And people also labeled him as incapable. He miserably failed in the exams in one of the prestigious school, and also was rejected by major institutions post his schooling. But one thing he never lost is believing in himself. Later, this boy grew up and became one of the scientists in the world which made history was Albert Einstein. He always says that Albert Einstein always mentions that imaginary is more important than the knowledge. But more than imaginary, more than discovery or more than success, believing in himself was very critical. He believed in himself that he could be able to crack the mystery of universe. He believed himself that he could be able to think most of them out of the crowd. He believed himself he was very capable, even though many people painted picture of incapability about him. Because he believed, he could be able to give the world the gift of theory of relativity. He could transform the modern physics. He transformed the human understanding of universe. Now let's say you could have been felt under the trap of people labeling him unsuccessful or he is not efficient. We could have lost one of the genius person in this world. And this brings back to our today's theme. What we believe, we become. It's not only for the extraordinary scientist who gives us a different transformation of universe, but also it's for us, the ordinary people who want to transform ourselves, this belief system. Again, back in 1924, educator Dr. Ralph Smedley, who was working in YMCA in California, also working with the young people who were very bright, very highly potential, smart thinkers. But whenever Ralph Smedley was asking them to stand and speak, they used to hesitate. Were not confident in their speech and also in their competency. Ralph would have made a mind saying that these people could not become a great speaker. But instead, he framed a question. What if I give a stage to them where I can instill a confidence in them? Yeah? Einstein brought the physics and so scientific way, but Smedley thought about the lives of individuals to transform them. Yeah? So he created a small club which transformed later into Toastmasters. Initially when he did, he didn't do it to create a greatest speakers or not to create a celebrities, but to instill a confidence in them to start with. Now whenever we walk towards the podium, whenever we take a new role, whenever we take a feedback, what we are trying to do? We are trying to believe in ourselves. We are trying to want to grow, and eventually we will become. Yeah? For sure, it's not a overnight. It's not a magical. It takes time. It takes courage. It takes belief. Yeah? It takes practice. But one day, we will become. Yeah? So, that is also true now. In today's time, from 1924, this belief has been extrapolated into global reality. Yeah? It has been transformed to 14,000 clubs in 140 countries and almost around 270,000 active members. Yeah? So, let us have this theme in our mind in complete session and going forward as well. So, coming back to our session. So, in the interest of guests, this Toastmaster session is particularly divided into 3 sessions. One is prepared speech, which is art of the session, where individual comes with preparation. Yeah? This preparation comes with specific goals, as per selected goals, to improve the negotiation skills, the leadership communication, or storytelling, yeah, on the pathway of what they select. Yeah? And they come and prepare them. Overall, it will be majorly 5 to 7 minutes, but some path in the level will have a different duration. But every time there will be a structured way of execution. One will be a clear body, opening body, and the conclusion. Yeah, this will be very much prepared. Yeah, and the speakers will come here and where the preparation meets the performance. Coming to the second session, and very interesting session is table topics. Yeah, where our table topics master will ask individual a topic where a individual member has to think on his feet and to execute it. Yeah, this will help us to execute, to think on our feet, organize our thoughts, yeah, and execute it with confidence. Yeah, in under pressure. Yeah, in various meeting settings, in boardroom settings, all this will help us to increase that virtue. And third and most important is feedback session, which is being driven by general evaluator and his complete team, which are very seasoned. Yeah, and this feedback session makes this Toastmaster very unique. Yeah, because they help us to tell what went very well overall in the session. Yeah, what can be improved and what can be taken to the next notch. Yeah, and we strongly believe, all the Toastmasters people here, the feedback session is a true gift for us, what we take back to our work. Yeah, so coming back now, so we have interesting lined up role takers with us today. Yeah, with starting from Timer, who is our Raghavenda. I request him to read out his role for the.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Today, my role as timer is to take the role of being a sort of an Albert Einstein, like he said. You know, when people come on stage, time becomes a bit relative for them. You know, for some people who are nervous, time tends to move a bit slow. And for some people who are really engrossed in their speeches, time seems to go really fast. So I try to nudge you in the right direction by showing you the green card for prepared speeches at 5 minutes, and the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at the end of 7 minutes. And for table topics, I will show you the green card at 1 minute, and the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Thank you.
So coming to the second role taker, to keep a keen ear on our filler words and clutch words, let us welcome our Toastmaster Veeresh to read out his role.
Good evening. You know, when I was a kid, my teacher once called me up and asked me, Raghu, where is your homework? I was like, ma'am, and I bent down and I was as if pretending to search my homework. I did all these things. But if I had Toastmasters experience, what I would have told? Ma'am, yesterday there was no electricity and I live in basement -10 where sunlight doesn't reach. And without electricity and without sunlight, how can I do my homework? So I believe in you that you can talk to power minister so that I get electricity and I can become something like you. Maybe I would have told like this if I had Toastmaster experience. So I am going to track all your long pauses, filler words, repeated words, so that whenever you want to lie like this, you can lie confidently.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veeresh. So finally, to enrich our vocabulary and also to catch hold of our language, we have our master, Toastmaster Judge Matthew. Please read out your role and also introduce the role of
Before you speak tonight, ask yourself one question. Is that the best word I could have chosen? The difference between a good speaker and an exceptional one is often just one word. So tonight, let's upgrade our vocabulary, sharpen our sentences, and make excellent sound effortless. So as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language as well as any outstanding words, quotations, saying, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day, which is envision. Its meaning is to visualize a future possibility. So an example could be, I envision to be a doctor. I'll present my report during the end of the meeting. Back to the Toastmaster.
So we begin our first session, the prepared speech. So before I call upon the first speaker, let me introduce the evaluator. He's someone who believes deeply in growth. Not overnight success, not talent alone, but steady, intentional growth. He strongly believes belief shapes action, action shapes habit, and habit shapes character, and the character finally lands in that specific destiny. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Jacob, and I request him to read out the guideline of Speaker 1.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Our speaker, the first speaker, Shashank Bhat. The purpose of the speech is for the member, for him to demonstrate his skills as a leader and a public speaker. The first speech out of 2 speeches required for the Distinguished Toastmaster Award is being presented by him. The objective is to introduce a plan or a vision to benefit an organization. He would achieve his Distinguished Toastmaster Award after completing a second speech following this one. And what we look for is a well-articulated speech rather than the plan. I wish the speaker all the best.
So anyway, the first speaker name is out. Okay. Thanks, Toastmaster speaker. So our first speaker is an entrepreneur and a passionate trainer with over 10 years of experience delivering impactful training across finance, accounts, taxation, public speaking, and soft skills. Good heterogeneous mixture. He is a past president of Bangalore Toastmasters Club and president district area director, currently serving as district division B director for 92. Without further ado, let us welcome Toastmaster Shashank for his speech titled The Impromptu Revolution.
What do you fear the most? What do you fear the most, Toastmaster Amrith? Public speaking or questions asked when we are on stage? The moment we come here, we think we are scared, but actually we are not scared of the stage. We are scared of what to say. We are scared to think, what if we don't get the right words in our mind so that we can do justice when we speak? This is one issue which I encountered when I started my Toastmasters journey and when I analyzed how the Toastmasters setup is. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
When we book a slot to give a speech, how many days or weeks do we take to plan our script and speech? Toastmaster Veeresh?
3 days.
3 days? Toastmaster Balakrishna?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. But when we are called on stage to speak on a table topic, how many days or weeks do we get to plan and prepare? Nothing. And the challenge here, when you are on stage and the table topic is given to you, you speak for 2 minutes, sometimes 1.5 minutes at our club. But when we go back and sit, that is the end of the speech. You will never know how you spoke. Because a prepared speech will have an evaluation. But an impromptu speech, the table topic, you will never know how you spoke. In case you go and ask someone, remember how I spoke? Can you give me some feedback? 15 table topic speakers use a stage. Can you remember all 15 table topic speech content? Technically not possible. That is where I thought Toastmasters has everything. It can give you confidence on stage. It can make you write good speeches. It gives you access to great mentors here. But one thing which is missing is how you speak impromptu. Impromptu. And that is what was always troubling me from the time I joined this club. And that is when an idea came to my mind. And that idea became a reality when I took over as a division director at the beginning of this program year, which is July of 2025. And that idea was TT Mania, Table Topics Mania. No, Table Topics Mania is not my idea alone. I didn't start TT Mania. TT Mania was started 4 years ago when the then division director, distinguished Toastmaster Veeresh J J, started this as a midnight mania. She wanted to add some spice to Toastmasters journey. So she started this TT Mania, which was actually supposed to be something which we joined a meeting at midnight and we spoke. Table topics itself, but at midnight. So TT Mania was actually midnight mania back then. The following year, the then Division B director again, distinguished Toastmaster Saurav and his immediate successor, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramurthy, a fellow member of our club as well then, they continued this, they generalized this and called it regular meetings, but they had it for a few sessions only. I was a participant in that. I still remember, I was watching a movie and during the interval when it came out, I saw a notification saying this is happening. I didn't go to the washroom, I stopped outside the washroom, joined the meeting and said, yeah, Shashank is here, a topic for you. And that is when I realized there is absolutely no pressure. Because the moment you come here and stand, you have 50 souls staring at you, 100 eyes staring at you. But when I spoke there, it just came out naturally. And the best thing was that there was no one to judge me negatively. But the best thing was that I got a small feedback on what happened in my table topic speech. But they didn't continue it. There were a lot of flaws in the system, not many people joined. So imagine, when I joined, I was the person to speak. The audience was really low. When I became the division director, the first thing I wanted to implement was TT Mania. And I also used this TT Mania platform, at the beginning of the term, that if I ever become a distinguished Toastmaster, the DTM project which I should compulsorily do, where I should showcase my leadership skills and my team building skills, TT Mania will be that project. That is when it started in the month of August. 27 successful sessions, we are still going strong. And the surprising fact, on an average, we get participants from at least 8 to 10 different districts from across the globe. At a club level, we hear the same voices every week, but we get different perspectives. But there, imagine people from different countries across the globe, when they come and speak, you don't have to speak. When you just are present in the meeting, you hear others speak and you get a different perspective. Can I take an example? Toastmaster George, when I say accidents, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Car accident. Toastmaster Abhinay?
Ambulance.
Ambulance. Toastmaster Joel?
Accidentally
Okay, Vijay? So when I thought about accidents, the first thing that came to mind, I accidentally walked inside this room. I accidentally went to the girls' washroom. He accidentally married. So we get different perspectives on the same topic. And that is the beauty of TT Mania, because just by being there, I learned so much over the last 27 Saturdays. Perspectives matter, right? The second best point about TT Mania, the project which I am pursuing, is the evaluations. At club level, you cannot get evaluations, but there, every speaker is subject to evaluation by the previous speaker. So you speak first, my previous speaker will evaluate me, and I get to evaluate the next speaker as well. This is a change, and the beauty again, if you stay back for long, you get a chance to speak once again. So multiple table topic attempts in the same meeting. What more do you need to improve on-spot thinking, right? Ladies and gentlemen, when we write our speeches, as we saw, we take days to practice, months to practice, gestures, scripts, mentoring. But TT Mania does not have that, or table topics does not have that advantage, right? So I started something where DTM project should not be about me. It is about what change did I have, what impact did I have on others so that they can remember me tomorrow. Even today, I get messages every day that I took part in TT Mania and Thankfully, I won my club contest. I'm going to the area level. So people use it as a contest platform as well, right? So all said and done, is it only for me? Is it my project? No, it is all our project, because all the audience, including members of this club, who are supporting me in this endeavor. It's thanks to you that this is happening, and I'm sure this can touch a lot of people going forward, because I can do this till the time I'm a division director, right? And I hope that this goes beyond what I envisioned, and I hope it will be a better success thanks to all your support as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I think great insight on our next coming session of table topics. I think and also many things we have resonated each other on accidental marriage as well. So great. Let us give one more round of applause to So for our second speaker, let me introduce our evaluator. He is a Toastmaster, seasoned Toastmaster since 2005. He has achieved his Distinguished Toastmaster award from the World Venue when he was in Dubai. Professionally, he is a freelancer trainer for in-service excellence and also for customer experience. I've authored a book and now moved on to a meditational practitioner. So without further ado, I request BTM Gangaadhar to read out his guideline for speaker.
Good evening to all.
Good evening.
The speaker today is attempting a path completion project. He will explain more about it. The purpose statement the purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her growth during the completion of the path. So it's been a challenge and you reached the summit. All the best to him, and the time is 10 to 12 minutes.
Let us go to John. Speaker number 2 is very dynamic and accomplished individual whose impact resonates through many channels. He is entrepreneur and he host of one of the famous podcasts called Galata. Whoever in Canada understands that meaning literally. He has a very influential talks. He has done almost 95 plus episodes with Nikhil Kamath, Ankur Bariko, Prashant Pitti, and names goes on so and so with the entrepreneurs. So without further ado, for his long speech, let us welcome Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana for his speech titled Long Lingering Journey.
Meeting number 1516 is what we are in, but meeting number 979 that happened on 11th of November 2015. That was the first time I entered this club. And thanks to our Sergeant Arms, I got to know that the first sheet in the guest directory that a lot of you entered is my entry. That still is on record. Now with this speech, I wonder how I will condense a decade worth of experience, understandings, mistakes in 10 minutes. But let me try and see what I can share with each of you here. Probably the best place to start is how I ended up at this club. After my 12th standard, I got admissions into colleges, Christ University and Jain University. And Jain University offered me a free seat. So I went to the chairman to talk to him that I will not be able to take the free seat. He was upset that I didn't take the free seat, but he asked me to at least join a Toastmasters Club. Because back then, CMS had a Toastmasters Club. I think it still does. And he's like, I don't want you to miss out. It's okay if you're saying no to my offer, which was a free seat, but go and join a Toastmasters Club. And while I said okay to him verbally, at home I had a deal with my dad. I have joined the #1 BBA course in the country. I am saving you 70,000 rupees by not going to Jain College and going to Christ, which was lesser. I want you to give me any money I ask for the next 3 years. After that, I'll not ask you for a single rupee. But for the next 3 years, whatever money I ask, no questions asked, you will give me. He said, okay, and he smiled. I looked at a lot of Toastmasters Club. This was the first Toastmasters Club I attended, meeting number 979. And I was like, that's a lot of money to pay. Back then it was like 4,500 rupees for an 18-year-old. So I took 6 months, went to a lot of different Toastmasters clubs, and then came back here and said, no, this is the best. And it worked logistically for me to come from Christ University on a Friday evening, ride directly to here after college. I was like, this is perfect. I'll come here, I'll chill, I'll learn, I'll go to Church Street, I'll party, I'll go back home. Sounds like a plan. And that's when I joined Bangalore Toastmasters Club. My only regret in that was I missed the 1000th meeting of this club. That's the only regret. But otherwise, I joined in and I would attend meeting after meeting. Public speaking wasn't really a challenge for me. I was speaking from the age of 7. My grandfather would write my speeches and make me practice them. And I would deliver it at my local community center. So public speaking wasn't a challenge. What really was a challenge was to make sure people listened and got my message. And that is where I would get numerous feedbacks from senior Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters, even guests. One of them that has stuck to me is about voice. Back then, I didn't know I'm going to end up becoming an audio producer, but back then, voice was a constant feedback. And there were different aspects of it. One was my voice wasn't reaching Alok all the way at the last. Second feedback was I'm eating the last few words in every sentence. And third was I'm too fast. I have to slow down. All of these feedbacks kept repeating speeches after speeches. And slowly and steadily I saw a pattern. And I started working on it. 2 tools that really helped me. One was YouTube. Oh my God. What a brilliant tool for a public speaker YouTube is. Because I would pause my speech and watch it thoroughly. Then do 0.5x speed and watch it again. Then 0.25x speed and re-watch it. And then 1.25x and watch it. Is it too fast? Am I audible? Are my gestures aligned? Is my voice clear? And then I would download it and keep it on my phone in different albums. Even today, I have an album for all my table topic speeches to date. I have an album for all my prepared speeches to date. So and so for evaluation and other aspects. That became sort of my archive of how I have evolved as a speaker. And one of the most beautiful resource that our club sits on today is we have speeches, all meetings from 2008. Another archive that I was very lucky to get on quite recently, 4 or 5 years ago, was the 100 Years magazine of Toastmasters that was available online, the entire 100 years. And I would devour them every day after work. And that is where I learned different aspects of voice, of pausing, of understanding to focus on somebody's ears when I'm throwing my voice out. And that helped me become a more easy to listen to speaker. So YouTube was a big tool. And the second tool that I loved was Udly. Udly really made a difference in this path because it became a sort of a mentor to me that gave me instant feedback. And in this club, I always say Udly is like Vijay Anand sir plus Rajdeep sir on steroids. Because you get to have access to them at midnight or any time. And it's amazing. So that helped me develop my voice further. And in this path, innovative planning, one of the capstone projects that I am proud of was a discovery in Lal Bagh. Did you all know? There is the oldest stage in India, probably in the entire Asia, in our Lal Bagh. That little mountain rock that you see, the granite rock, it's billions of years old. And in that is carved a stage. And Amrith, me and Chaitra had gone there to explore once to see if we could do an installation ceremony. back then we couldn't figure out resources to do it, but that stuck to my mind. And in my level 4 project, I had an opportunity to gather people and do something about it. Do a project, create an impact. So I figured out the resources that I would need, and I was very chill about it. I knew somebody who was into the cleaning space, I knew a bit of the locals in the Lal Bagh, I knew my members would show up, and I was like, "Arey, ho jayega. It will happen." It did not. Everything I thought would come in my support did not. And finally, after a lot of going to doors, banging doors, asking for favors, I realized the easiest way was to drop an email to the Lal Bagh authorities, the chief staff there, get him to say a yes, and then figure out a link to Rotary Club and ask some Rotary Club in Bangalore to say, send some members in. We have a collaboration internationally as Toastmasters and Rotary. Why not let's do something together? And a Rotarian from Gangaadhar agreed to jump on board. A few youngsters in our club chimed in as well. And on a Sunday morning, we got together to clear and make space on the grandest stage in Bangalore. We went around the entire mountain, canvassed the space, and started picking up whatever litter was there. To our surprise, there was vodka packets. There were broken shards of glasses, random picnic knickknacks, plastics. We collected them all. And then we got a little overzealous. We were like this, the stage area had weeds grown up. So us overzealous bunch, we tried to remove the weed with bare hands. And we collected it all and parked it on one side. And then we got the Lal Bagh authorities to clear it up. And they were so grateful. In fact, they were supposed to come help us. But you know what happened? They never showed up. And I was wondering, why are they not coming? What if somebody comes and questions us? What if somebody stops us? Turns out, the staff would climb up the hill, look at us doing the work and go back down and relax. And he only showed up at the last saying, "Sir, I was seeing you guys do the work. Good job, we are very happy." But he cleared it off. That was a momentous accomplishment for me personally, because for the first time, I had drawn from the resources of the club in terms of members, reached out to Rotary Club, got them along, made a plan, and executed it. And that made a difference. Hopefully someday we will have an installation ceremony on Lal Bagh mountain top, and we can name it like Reclaiming the Oldest Stage in Bangalore. Finally, I want to share something with each of you. I never envisioned to stay this long at Toastmasters. For me, this was just a segue for a few years until I did my Christ University studies. But then I continued my membership through my undergraduate degree, through my postgraduate degree. Probably I'll share you another anecdote. I was doing my MBA at PS University, and like a late bloomer, I woke up too late to make it to the class, dashed to my university, and because it's an MBA, you have to suit up and boot up and all of that. And I entered the auditorium 20 minutes late. The professor saw me and he called me to the stage, and they had a stage, fancy stage in PS, and said, "Speak about leadership," and he gave me the mic and he walked off. And I thought, okay, I have given a speech on leadership in my club, and I started off giving a speech, went on and on for 7 minutes, and then the professor came back with a sly smile and took the mic back. I went and my entire audience clapped. I was like, okay, weird start to my day. Went back and sat in the chairs, only to realize two of my friends, Vidya and Navya, tell me, you know, he was trying to teach you a lesson by making you speak suddenly, but you're a damn Toastmaster, no? You made it on him. And that is how Toastmasters has shifted me. Today, I feel a little sad that I see a lot of members in the district game the system and become a DTM. As if it's like a lowest hanging fruit on the way to the next promotion. But what has inspired me for the last decade is to see Robinson sir, who's the founding member of this club, founding president of this club, still show up and move the chair when required, pick up the ribbons when they are fallen down, or serve us sandwiches. I have seen Vijayanand sir and Rajneek sir take 15 to 20 years to get to DTMship. That shows that DTM is not the goal. The goal is to keep coming to the club and keep our speaking skills limber. That is the goal. So all the new members here and all the 18-year-olds that I see, keep showing up. Because unlike me, you may have a mentor, but what is the magic of Toastmasters is the reverse osmosis. Every time that you come here, you will see something and it just becomes a part of your archive. And you never know when you will have to draw from it. Like I did in my MBA class, prank that my professor did, or like I will do for the rest of my life. Build your own bank. Thank you, and back to Krishna.
This speech is a heartbreaker speech, so let us give one more big round of applause. Thanks a lot, I think, for sharing your transformative journey in Toastmasters. We also came with some intentions here. We could be able to resonate many of your story and also in anecdotes. I think as you envision, I think one day we will also do installation ceremony in Lalbagh, yeah? Okay, so going forward, I think before we sign off for a short break, I think I'm the voter. The passcode is 6767 to vote for the best speaker for the first session. Yeah, please take some time, a few seconds, and then we will break for 5 minutes for network. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it's 6767. Thank you. So now we are entering to the most exciting session, which also preemptively was mentioned first. These table topics. So today's table topic master is a passionate engineer who loves to experiment with all sorts of technology. He is also a motorcycle enthusiast who loves to ride, a foodie, who is always in search of new flavors and combinations. He has experienced firsthand how Toastmasters helps people, yeah, and is completely fascinated by his positive environment or vibes, yeah, or the atmosphere, what it gives. Since 2017, he is very seasoned Toastmaster. He served the club in various capacities such as Associate Secretary, Associate VPPR, and VP Education. So without further ado, let me welcome Toastmaster Abhay Kothari to run this session.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
How are you all doing today?
Top of the world, man.
First class.
Now, thank you for that lovely introduction, George. The only thing I somehow envision is when someone says seasoned, I hear salt and pepper. Alright. So I think you already got a very good introduction from Shashank on what is table topics. Does everybody understand what is table topic? Guests especially. Okay, great. So my job is really simple. Now, for the members who are going to come on stage, I have only one request. Please do not get tensed. Believe that you can ace table topics and you will become a good table topic speaker. Envision yourself. Be absolutely calm and trust me, I will make it extremely easy. Except for Shreya. Alright, members ready?
Yes.
Okay, and time, please note, 1 to 1.5 minutes. We have a lot of members to cover today. 1 minute, timer will show the yellow card, and 1.5 minutes, red card. After 15 seconds later, bell, and request you to exit the stage up front. Okay? Alright, so let's begin this wonderful session. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan. And the topic is I broke the rules and Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan.
I broke the rules and looks like the starting of pretty much every single thing that I've done. icebreaker speech. The first time you come on stage, you present to the club who you are, what your legacy is, where have you come from, where did you start, who walked along with you. All of this was in the book. All of this was very clearly defined in the PDF that I was supposed to read. Keyword means supposed to, because I came on stage with a brilliant PPT, amazing slide decks with flying items showing what all I've done. All the adventures that I've done so far, about my cycling, about my scuba diving, about my mountaineering, about my trekking. The audience was not spellbound. They were like, what the heck is happening here? Just like you are saying. But that delivered a very impactful icebreaker to anybody who did not know what an icebreaker was supposed to be. People who knew what an icebreaker was supposed to be were giving me the cold stare like what Vijayanand is giving me. Okay. But that day I broke the cardinal rule of what an icebreaker was supposed to be. And that is who I am. A rule breaker. A rule breaker gets away with only one thing. If he finishes in style, he is okay. He is a visionary. If not, he is a traitor. And with that, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters. We love this habit of you breaking the rules, but you're certainly not a traitor. Alright, our next speaker is, or the next topic is, money or time? What would you choose? Money or time? What would you choose? And the speaker is Toastmaster Jules.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
So if I have to choose between time and money, I would choose time because I feel time is something you cannot get back. Money is always you get, even if you lose, you always earn that back. Yeah, but then time is something you can never get back. I especially understand this when I'm staying away from my home. So every time, my parents are in Varanasi and I had been traveling wedding tests. So like every 6 months I'm seeing them. But then every 6 months what I'm seeing them grow old a little more, and that feeling you see when you see your parents grow old. And I was watching a reel that said that if you visit your home only once in a year, and if you have got 10 years left, that means you have got only 10 chances to meet your parents, and that hit me very hard. And after that, I've been trying more, to travel more home and spend some time with my parents, because my roommate lost her father very suddenly. There was a heart attack, and then after that, she's been telling me every time there's an opportunity, she's been telling me like, go meet your parents, because you never know when you will lose them. So I would definitely say I would value time more than money.
Very wisely and very well spoken. Thank you, Toastmaster Jules. Okay, the next topic is ideas plus action is equal to results. Ideas plus action is equal to results, and for that we have Toastmaster Shreya.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Ideas plus action is the result. That's what I believe in the topic. So, if you're scared of public speaking, I was very scared of public speaking, especially when I joined the Toastmasters Club. I was 18 years old, and I had no idea what to do. I had no mood to meet any kind of people. So, my friend gave an idea. Why not? Let's take you to the Toastmasters Club. That was the idea. And actually I took that I came. And I came to the first meeting. I think it was Toastmasters Shashank's meeting as president. I came, I saw, I conquered how? Let me tell you. I came, I saw all these people speaking, I felt good, and then I started coming. After 3 meetings, I was a Toastmaster, and I started coming every week very consistently. And the result I got is I won the best evaluator last week. Over to you.
Well done. Our next topic is why do you like shopping? Why do you like shopping? And for this we have Toastmaster Bhavna.
Well, actually I don't like shopping that much, but over the years, like recently only, my mom has gotten, I used to not like shopping, but over the years, my mom has gotten me into that shopping habit of hers too. My mom is an insane shopping freak. Not just online shopping. She loves going to Kaur market to shop stuff. I have no idea how she does that in this Bangalore's traffic. She goes there every Saturday to shop something. She loves making crafts, making jewelry items. So she takes me along every Saturday. This is like a custom. It has become a custom now. Every Saturday, Kaur market. After my college, I go there. Now at this point, I'm exhausted. After college, all I want to do is sleep. But no, my mom loves taking me to Kaur market. And I think because of her, I am also getting this habit of shopping. I start developing this keen eye towards jewelry and how to like buy stuff, and I'm also getting into a habit of how to start bargaining with the vendors. So I think that is something, I can't tell if it is a good thing or a bad thing, but over the time, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know.
Shopping is certainly a good thing for you, but not for the person who's paying for it. Alright. The next topic is people don't quit jobs but quit bosses. People don't quit jobs but they quit bosses, and for that we have Toastmaster Tirumalesh.
People quit bad bosses, but they don't quit jobs. I guess people who passionate about what they want to do, they want to grow. They who loves the job. They want to do whatever they want to assign, getting assigned, and they will deliver within time, all those things. But the bad boss is the one who will take all the credits of the work and who will not, appreciate the people who are, working more and helping the team to, helping the team, which is becoming very popular across the division. So, in my opinion, the project manager our boss has to appreciate the people who are regularly working, and if they don't get proper promotion or bonuses, all those things, then obviously people will get demotivated and they will quit the job. So, in my opinion, bosses has to appreciate the people who really work hard. So that is my opinion.
Guess who's becoming the next nice manager? Alright. Our next topic is who wins a fight? Who wins a fight? And for this we have Toastmaster Alan.
What you envision as success is not what the other person envisions as success. and that's exactly what happens when two people fight. I believe most of the time, nobody actually wins a fight. You may have won it in your head, but most of the time, it's just ego at play. And as you grow older, is when you realize that it's okay to agree to disagree, and you don't have to convince the other person that what you're saying is actually true. Because many times it so happens that you fight for something only to grow up to realize that you don't believe that anymore. So many times it so does happen that when there's an argument, you put forward your view. It's okay to agree to disagree, because tomorrow you may actually change what you believe to be true.
Words of wisdom. Thanks, Alan. All right. The next topic is, what is love? What is love? And for that we have Toastmaster Basha.
Love is something that cannot be described in words. That's exactly why I took such a long call. When I got on stage and I was silent for a few moments, I'm sure something popped into your mind. I'm sure all of you are envisioning someone, some place, some life, or something that we will never completely understand. In my opinion, love is not something that I can tell you what it is, because it is so unique to you. It is the most unique emotion that anyone can ever feel. Hatred, a lot of people can hate a lot of things together. Joy, a lot of people can be happy about something together, but not everyone can love something the same way. If you love something together the same way, one of you is going to get shot. Over to you, favorite topic master.
The next topic is, does motivation work? Does motivation work? And for that we have Toastmaster Chaitra.
This is a very interesting question, because every morning I try to get up and motivate myself to go above and beyond the work I'm supposed to do. But somehow that never happens, right? Does motivation work? So I know a few of my friends, they get up in the morning, they sit with their coffee, open YouTube and watch motivational videos. Sometimes it does work for them, but I found that it doesn't work for me very much. And that's something that I feel is not does not work for a lot of people, right? Extrinsic motivation, especially, is not something that really pushes you through the difficult parts, when you are through the boring parts, through the parts where you get stuck. But if you're doing something for a particular reason. If the motivation is more intrinsic, that is something that would work. Because in the end, if you really need to push yourself through a task that looks very intimidating, or if you need to get up and do the same thing over and over again, the only thing that will push you to do it is intrinsic motivation. Back to you.
That's really well said, Toastmaster Chaitra. Okay, our next topic is, what is your favorite sport and why? Your favorite sport and why? And for this we have Toastmaster Harish. I think he's outsporting in this activity. Alright, the next topic is, why? What did you become after believing? What did you become after believing? And for this we have Toastmaster Alok.
I found what is your favorite sport an easier topic. You got to believe. Yeah, you got to believe and become this particular topic. What did I? So when I started off 2025, I really wanted to do two things, and that was the first time that I thought maybe I could set myself to something and then go on to become something. And I was getting feedback from in Toastmasters meetings that while I was a decent speaker, I still had to work on my voice. So one of the first things that I did in 2025 was to get myself into a bit of a voice training. So I enrolled to a voice training class that went on about 2 months. And the one thing that the coach identified there was that my voice had to have a little more bass because it was always shrill and could get unpleasant at times. I attended this particular course for about a couple of months, and at the end of it, I'm not sure if the result is visible to you in the audience, but it was visible to me that my voice, the shrillness component had reduced. So that was one thing that I did. And the second, I always wanted to become a better version of myself. And that was when I started considering therapy seriously, because there were certain baggages and certain things that I had to work out of. And that has been a journey that I have been for the last 12 months, and I really find that it has helped me. Now again, both of these things helped me become a better version of myself, and by the end of 2025, I found a partner for myself. So what I set out to do in the beginning of 2025 kind of transpired into something meaningful by end of 2025, which means yes, if you could believe and set yourself to do something, work on yourself, maybe something tangible, maybe something intangible, you might end up becoming a better version of yourself, and that is what has happened to me.
Well said, Alok. If you are getting married, why do you need voice lessons? The next topic is, if you could save time in a bottle. If you could save time in a bottle. This person is Alok's mentor, TMOD Vijay.
Well, if I could save time in a bottle, which I don't think I could do, but perhaps my parents wanted me to do. Mr. Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, let me set the context. I have an older brother, very good in studies, especially science. Yours truly, right the opposite. And one of our speakers, I don't know who spoke, I think it was Albert Einstein. Who spoke for Albert Einstein? I think the TMOD. I don't know why, George, you and my parents something in common. My brother was a topper in class. The first 3. I was a stopper in class. The last 3. So the example they cited, see your brother, he's so good in science. That doesn't motivate you. You're going to waste your time in life. Think about Albert Einstein. You and Albert have something in common. I asked my parents what. He could not speak you can't speak. He could not pronounce, you can't pronounce. He wasn't fluent, you're not fluent. At third grade, in the third grade, his parents were called and asked Albert to remove Albert from school. Your teacher did the same thing with us. They said remove him from school. You're wasting so much time on your education. You better pull up your socks. I said, just hold on, Dad, Mom. There's something common between me and Albert Einstein. They said, what? What is that, George? Theory of relativity. Very close. I got the theory of relatives. In time. How relatives chew your brains about comparing with siblings. And the last thing, one major difference. Albert Einstein became a scientist. I did not. The reason, friends, you cannot put time in a bottle. Each one's timeline is different. Put in the yards, do what you have to do, and you'll succeed in life. Thank
This got a signal from the VP, I need to put time in the bottle. Alright, the next topic is, what is your favorite fruit and why? And for this we have Toastmaster Alagama. Your favorite fruit and why?
Yeah, my favorite fruit is mango. It's a seasonal fruit, but when it starts, when the season of the mango season is started, I used to buy till the end of the season ends, the fruit set. Then I love watermelon. Now the season starts. Watermelon season was started. How many of you love the mangoes here? I think all of
The next topic is sitting is the new smoking. Sitting is the new smoking, and we have Toastmaster Asha.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sitting is the new smoking. Yeah, I 100% agree with this statement. The reason being, my daughter was studying in Mount Carmel College, and from there she was very active. She was in sports, she was in dance and everything. Unfortunately, she got placed in a company through campus recruitment for show. And her now full time she's sitting and gaining weight. That's because the company provide all the food, 3 times food, and she's enjoying the cuisine, and every morning lunch and dinner she's having from there. And then recently I asked, because I forced her to go for the, when she came home, her weight was almost 10 kg more than what was there, and she was very thin, and none of her churidar or dress are fitting. So I asked her to go for a medical, the regular checkup, and when the result came, her cholesterol and all those stuff, all those numbers are slightly increased. So even though she's not smoking full time, she's sitting, and this caused the issue. So I 100% agree with this with my own example. Thank you.
Okay, and this brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience. Thank you so much for speaking so well. And with that, back to the table.
I think the beauty of Toastmaster Abhay is he tailors the topic as per the audience. He makes everyone's mix. Let us give a big round of applause to him. Now we are landing in the final session, which is very key for us, and also they say breakfast for champions, now for dinner for us. So today's general evaluator have been in Toastmaster since 1997. It's start of this club, yeah, and being the president 3 times in PTS, 3 times. He started accountant by profession and now he has taken a sabbatical from routine professional work to pursue his hobbies like traveling, catching up with friends and studying the stock market. He always believes that he could be a decent speaker but did not have any confidence during his college days, just a small testimony of him. In fact, he ran away from a debate competition in his college just before they called his name to the podium. And that incident remained with him as a black dot for several years, and only in 1997 when he found and landed in Bangalore Toastmasters Club, the members helped him to erase that blot once for all, and today he is very seasoned Toastmasters. Without further ado, let us welcome Toastmaster Nithin.
Now, when our secretary, Abhinav, wrote on the board and mentioned only believe and kept a gap, which I didn't notice. Only when Imtiaz mentioned, then I noticed. It's so true. You just believe in yourself. That's what I did. I believed in myself that I could be a better speaker. In fact, excellent speaker in my college days. That is when I decided to attend a debate competition in Gopte College of Commerce in Belgaum. Many years ago, many decades ago, I had prepared myself so well. My encouragement was my close friend, my relative, elder to me by 1 year. He was in BCom 3, I was in BCom 2. I'm sure some of the college students can, connect with this. I had prepared so well. Both of us were sitting together in a place, and the room was full. It was more than 3 times of this hall, and there were 2 doors, one in the front, one in the back. We were sitting near the rear end, and when my friend's name was called, the audience, people were coming and giving the speeches one after the other. It was a great college, great speakers. When my friend's name was called, Naveen, please come to the stage. He was sitting next to me. I wish him all the best, Naveen, let's go. Because one has to move outside from the rear door, come from the front door and come to the stage and give a speech. So I wished him all the best, and as I saw, he was walking outside the rear door and started walking continuously. He didn't look back. I was looking at him, looking at the stage. My name was to be called next. I knew. So in that split second decision, which I regretted for next 20 years, yes, I ran out of the room. Before my name was even called, I just ran out of the room. And it became such a bad memory for me. I finished graduation, became a chartered accountant, went to corporate world, did well in my work, but this fact that I ran out from my belief, a belief which I envisioned myself to be a best speaker, always hurt me. And thankfully, by accident and by chance, I came to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. And with the help of Toastmasters and the evaluators, they helped me to become a decent speaker today. And today, by evaluation, we are going to do the same thing with my team, to the speakers who came here and gave the speeches in different roles, either be a president or a speaker or table topic master or the speakers, right? So first of all, the meeting started well on time, and our Sergeant Arms came here, gave his talk. He requested me, since he had to go for a religious activity, he said, why don't you give the feedback so that I will see the video and get myself all that. So I'm going to look at the camera. Imtiaz, this is what I'm going to tell. You are good. You said you are not first time you are speaking without a script. That was very encouraging. My feedback to you, a scope for improvement, is you can use this stage. You did not use it. Try to do that. you need not say that I'm sorry. You apologize because you're nervous. Speakers, please note, all of us are nervous. Never ever apologize. Never ever say I'm sorry. Nothing. Only when you say sorry, others know that you did a mistake. Others, nobody knows, right? That is one of the factors you should remember. But Imtiaz, you did a good job. I'm very proud of you. Keep it going. And then he called the president. President Imtiaz, when you call the president, it's better if you call the president as president, not just Toastmaster Amrith. She is not just a Toastmaster here. She is the president of this club. As long as she is the president, we have to honor her by calling her the president. So please ensure that when you welcome the president, call her by a designation. It brings that dignity to the meeting. And President Amrith Kaur, I'm seeing your presidential speech first time. Yes, I should not say I'm sorry here. We do mistakes. Now, Amrith Kaur, I had seen her as a speaker, as a committee member, but what I saw today was totally different. She was so confident. She used the stage. You talked about the story very nicely. In fact, I was glued to what you're saying, and you kept the suspense. I mean, I was not so. I'm sure many would have known already Raman effect, but I didn't know who this guy is. He had brought such a big laurel. Then last you mentioned the name. I said, okay, you're talking about Ram, not anybody else. So that's well done. You did a good job. I have nothing more to say on your speech. And you introduced the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster, I'll talk about him in the end. Then he called this first speaker. First speaker was our. I'm also a bit nervous, not telling you. Okay, so President's speech was good. George, I'll come back to you on your feedback. And the first speaker was Shashank, Toastmaster DTM, Toastmaster Shashank, but he is being evaluated by Toastmaster Jacob. I request Toastmaster Jacob to come over and give you
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Shashank, but I ought to congratulate you for doing the first speech out of the two speeches required for your DTM project. The first thing I noticed about the speech was that he introduced the concept of ex-tempo speaking or the table topics, which is the part and parcel of the Toastmasters program. So I was in fact looking for something, a plan to benefit an organization. When you benefit an organization like Toastmasters International, in my opinion, table topics is an integral part of the Toastmasters setup where you are driven to become a better speaker. So I'm not evaluating the content of Toastmaster Shashank Bhatt's speech, but I'm evaluating the way he spoke. He had a fantastic collection of gestures. There was a good audience connect when he asked questions to the audience and got the audience involved in his speech. I think personally, the use of stage also was wonderfully done. The items of areas in which Shashank you could improve your speech is to slow down your pace of delivery. I personally believe that you went at a very fast pace. I believe if you had slowed it down a bit, it would have been better. I also believe that the use of microphone or the mic would enhance your speech much better and take it to the next level. All in all, in conclusion, it was a wonderful speech you gave. The content was not too apt, but once again, the purpose of the speech is to see how well you are able to articulate your thoughts, which I feel is done extremely well by the use of gestures, the use of the stage, by using connect with the audience. The only thing which I felt that you could improve on is by using pauses interspaced in your speech, and also improving the content a little bit, but it's not a criteria here for evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. After the President's speech, in fact, during the President's speech, she called for the Secretary to read the minutes, I remember, and Abhinav, for whatever reasons, refused to come here and read the speech. You know, even if it's a contest, we all should take the opportunity to come here. And even if it there was a contest, it's okay. So, never ever lose an opportunity. That is, as a Toastmasters, we need to learn. Never ever lose an opportunity to come here and give whatever the speech. Okay, that's a small tip I am giving. And then I also saw Toastmaster Balakrishna Rao. Where is it? Balakrishna Rao. Yes, Balakrishna Rao will do a wonderful job. I was so impressed by your confidence, the elegance in which you conducted the ceremony, induction ceremony. That was, you know, perfect in my view. I had seen many induction ceremonies, but yours was one of the best. You did a very good job. Give a big round. And welcome to all the newly elected members. Next speech was by Toastmaster Puneeth, Suraana. He is being evaluated by DTM Gangaadhar Krishna. I request Gangaadhar. Toastmaster Gangaadhar.
Good evening to all Toastmasters, guests, and Puneeth Suraana in particular. The long, lingering journey. The way you started the speech, I would say, was fantastic from the point when you walked in here wearing a three-piece suit and a tie. It adds, because sometimes the stage asks for something like that. You just can't be, you know, dressed like offhandish. So that was very impressive when you came here and well dressed, because it adds on to what you're trying to deliver. You started the speech very well. How 10 years ago you had started 2018, if I'm not mistaken, or 15. Oh, sorry, yeah. And how you were forced from college to take up Toastmasters. And the process, I thought you were going to go through the whole thing, because you did speak about your voice, your eating up words, and you're speaking too fast, the feedback that you receive. So I was looking forward to more as how the journey is going to progress. You even mentioned about videography of your speeches, which is very, very true, because I have all my CC speeches from speech 2 to 10. The first one, I go try to take a video. But when you have those speeches, you realize how much you've improved. And that is a very good point that you gave to everybody here. In the course of your journey. Having said that, I am not sure if you play your videos on a 0.25 or a 0.5 or 1.25 speed, you'll be able to get the right feedback from the speech. The reason being, so it has to be the right speed to understand what it is all about, and that's when we get the full impact and learn from it. The other aspect which I thought was you had plenty of scope to use the stage. You know, you were more or less here right through, if I'm not mistaken. You could have started with where you were, how it was in college, how it moved on, and from there on to how it progressed, or back to front, depending. So you could have used the stage because you've done this for the last 10 years now. So I would have expected, trying to exploit that area of it. And I felt you were going to summarize, saying that how important Toastmasters has helped you. And all of a sudden, correct me if I'm wrong, an incident came to your mind, and then you spoke about the incident, which came in between. And there what happened was I could have gone to a summarize, but no, again it picked up a speed and went different gear. So I felt that there was a little bit of a thing amiss there. But having said that, what I would have expected is, while you did sprinkle a couple of incidents, like the Lal Bagh incident, how it has helped, the journey of how it was, not necessarily from speech 1 to 5 or 10, whatever it must be, but what was the progressions that you had as you went ahead? Not each of the speeches, but how you progressed from like 1 to 5, 10, whatever it must be. What is the progression that you had in this various things till you reached in completion of your path? But all in all, if I may summarize your project, and I would say it's a pass. Why would I say it's a pass? P, path and project completed and well, with an endurance without giving up. So congrats to that. A, you attempted, you achieved it finally. Because many a times Toastmasters tend to give up. All kind of pressures, all kind of excuses, and you just don't do it, and then you want to kick yourself somewhere. But you did it. So you attempted, you achieved it, that is fantastic. Having said that, the areas where you could have improved, summarizing once again, is the stage usage, where you could have definitely exploited it better. And how do you summarize? The way you started 10 years back, and if I reflect back and think of what it is today, and I'm standing here in front of you and talking, and this is what I felt great about the whole thing, that way it could have been a better summarization rather than bringing in an incident, and then I don't think you really summarized it, at the end. So with that, I think it has come to do with completion of a path, you're attempting and achieving things, stage usage, and summarization. But still, it's a pass, and we move on. And I wish you all the best as you go forward into the next path and take it from there. Over to you.
Thank you, Gangaadhar, for that extensive evaluation. And how many of you remember the story about Lal Bagh, what Puneeth mentioned? Almost all. So it also brings a relation that you have the storytelling capability. Maybe you do not have fitted into the speech rightly, but I think that is something you can work on to become a better speaker. I'll talk about the table topic now. I'll come to John later. Table topics by Abhay. The advantage with Abhay, Toastmaster Abhay, is he's got very friendly smile. So that smile itself gives the confidence to the speaker to come and give a speech. Except I think a few cases he had a mischievous smile. I'm sure everybody would have noticed, and the speaker would have come with a lot of hard population. Especially when he called Vishal. The way he called this Vishal in such a fast pace, I knew something is good. Vishal didn't know what to do. But all the speakers took up the challenge, did very well. You didn't pause, you didn't show any kind of nervousness. You did a very good job. So both for the table topic master and to the speakers, Give them a big round. Before going to TMOD, the voting lines for the table topics are open, right? After that, okay, let the tag team finish their job and then it will be open. I request the timer, Raghavenda, to come and give your feedback, please.
So as I mentioned earlier, I was trying to take the role of Dr. Albert Einstein by trying to see if time was moving slowly or fast for people that were coming up on stage. And I think everyone knew and had a sense of time, and they were all able to complete their speeches within the specified time limit. Thank you. Over to you.
I request Toastmaster Veeresh with your accounting report.
Good evening again. I noticed about 8 to 9 people have not used any crutch words, so congratulations to them. And about 5 people have crossed more than 5 crutch words or repeated words. So I think some people are facing this acute syndromes. The good news is it is treatable. The bad news is it needs practice. So more often you come here, you can get away with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veeresh. I request Toastmaster George to come and give your feedback.
A lot of amazing usages. I'll move into the good usages first. Words like eureka, profound, mania, endeavor, resonate, capstone, giant, knickknacks, spellbound, and cardinal were among few good usages which I could look up to. And in terms of improvement, I caught on some pronunciation. Atmosphere was wrongly pronounced. Cuisine, honor, and palpitation. My feedback is I think we should make small, consistent steps grammatically. And word of the day were used by 3 people only: Toastmaster Puneeth, Toastmaster Abhay, and Toastmaster Basha. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I think we should definitely take better steps in the word of the day, because every meeting, every time I'm a grammarian, 2 or 3 people max. So small steps will take a big role. With that, I would like to end with one of my favorite quotes: if you stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough, soon enough. Thank you.
Now the voting lines are open. Voting password 6767 for table topic speakers. There were 13 speakers. I'm sure you will know who would be the best in your opinion, and please vote accordingly. Coming to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster George Basha. Again here, I would suggest, you said thank you, Toastmaster Amrith, or you should say thank you, President. That's a small thing, but we can improve on that. And 6767. And you know, the beautiful thing with speakers, when they come, the first thing they do is dress themselves well. That gives that confidence. Dressing gives that confidence. So you did that very well. You dressed to the occasion and was ready to hit the stage. I would suggest one suggestion. Now, you see the video in yours. If I look and talk down, if I look down and talk, I lose the connect. Even if it for a split second, never ever lose eye contact with the audience. So I think that you need to develop. Maybe because one of the Toastmasters was telling me, look at his feet. It is tapping it. That means you're nervous. Though outwardly you are not knowing it, showing it, but you are doing that. So probably these are the things we need to fight and get rid of our fear. That can come only by practice, only by feedback. Taking the feedback, putting it down, and next speech when you give, ensure that you are going to address this mistakes. Or that's the only way we can improve. Thank you, Abhay, for that notice, whatever you did. Then your voice was little low, I thought. You need to bring voice modulation because you are the Toastmaster. You need to charge. You need to bring that enthusiasm in the audience. So please ensure that next time we work on that. But you had some encouraging words for the audience with your speech, beautiful speech you gave, and that's all. If you can work on this, I think we will be a better speaker next time. With that, I think I have covered the whole meeting. It was well done. And one more suggestion I would like to make to the committee is you need to work on the attendance. Because when the meeting started, there was hardly anybody. Later, a lot of people have come. But for the speaker, especially Sergeant Arms, when he starts the meeting, he looks at the full crowd. And even for the president, it gives that, So, and we are, how many members we are? What, 80, 70 members. People like me are not turning up. You have to encourage that. So, please do work on that and see that a lot of people come and we all benefit. So thank you very much, Vice President Education Srinivas. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and over to the TMOD, please.
So I think many key takeaways for us from the evaluation session. Thanks a lot again. Let us give a big round of applause to Before I conclude, I again wanted to share my gratitude to the ExCom team for giving me the opportunity. With that, I sign off from my TMOD role and back to President Amrith.
All right, can we once again have a big round of applause for all the role takers? Meeting today, which is called a business meeting or a budget meeting for our club. And for that, I would request only the members to stay back. The guests can meet our Vice President membership outside the hall. And may I request Balakrishna. So he will be taking a briefing regarding Toastmasters with all of you. Thank you. Now, it's time for awards for today's meeting. So Best Role Taker Award goes to someone who charms with his beautiful smile. Toastmaster Abhay Kothari. Best Auxiliary Role Taker goes to the one who teaches that grammar is the essence of language, Toastmaster George Matthew. Best Evaluator Award goes to someone who gave a detailed evaluation Distinguished Toastmaster Gangaadhar Krishna. All right, the best table topic speaker goes to someone who got the topic off the hook, I guess. But still, he pulled it very, very well. Toastmaster Vishal Kumar. For Best Speaker Award, we have a tie for both the speakers. Can I invite both Toastmaster Puneeth and Toastmaster Shashank Bhat? With that, we close our today's meeting. 151.